Hey everybody, this is Dave Wood talking to you from Costa Rica, actually from a hotel again this evening. We just wanted to spend a few minutes making sure that we're a little bit more coordinated tonight. I got to laugh actually because as great as the webinar was on Tuesday, we were a little bit all over the place, and it kind of was a good first experience for me, doing a coordinated webinar with this many trainers who all have different backgrounds and experiences. And although there was definitely some information, you guys got a ton of value. It was a little bit spacey and all over the place. So today's a little bit more focused. It's a little bit more specific. We're actually going to be redoing that first webinar that we did as well, either after the series is open or a special Sunday session, just to kind of compress it in a little bit. But also, we didn't go over some of the stuff that I had intended on going over on just how to create content and some of the more specific stuff, and also some of the concepts that I wanted to share. Today's really exciting, and before I continue on, go too far into it, I want to just get a confirmation that my sound is okay. Can you guys just type yes? There's a little Q&A box over to the right if there's not a problem in listening to me. Okay. All right. So let me explain again, folks, just real briefly the tone and the direction of this series, okay? And then I'm going to cover what we're going over tonight. And this is a very, very, very specific information, okay? And if you take this information and you apply it, it will immediately increase your traffic by 4 to 10 times. Now, there's some people who have access to this series that aren't here tonight. If you have team members that they couldn't get here for whatever reason, you want to make sure that if they have access to this information, that they go back and they watch this 3, 4, 5 times, because these strategies do not take forever. And that's the key behind the whole tone of tonight. If you take this information and the information that we gave you Tuesday, even though it was a little spacey, but if you take these two combined and you just start applying them every day starting now, you can start making money immediately. You could literally get 10 times the traffic. Okay, and the good thing is this stuff does not take any longer than 30 minutes or an hour a day to do. To combine last webinar and this one, it might take you an hour or a day to do. Once you get good, maybe 45 minutes. So it's very exciting, very simple. It can create mass traffic, especially if we all do it together. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Well, first thing we're going to talk about is just reinforcing what do we do here. We blog every single day. We're going to create an article or we're going to create a video every day for the next 100 days. I just want you guys to commit to that for the next 100 days, every single day, that you get your team and yourself, write a blog, make a video, put something up on the website every single day. What's the second thing that we're going to do? We're going to socially syndicate it like crazy, and we're going to build a community of people that are sharing each other's stuff, okay? That is what we're going to teach you how to do tonight. All right, that's the second thing that we're going to do. There's actually about a 5-step process we're going to go through over this webinar. Everybody has a very specific assignment and very specific strategy that they're going to cover with everybody. And I promise you, this stuff, some of you will have seen some of it before. Very few of you will have seen all the stuff that's going to be shared tonight before. And I would doubt it, actually, if even one of you has heard all of this information all in one webinar in a way that's going to be presented tonight. So we're going to talk about how to syndicate like crazy. What's the next thof we do? We're going to show you in the next webinar series, which will be next Tuesday, we're going to show you how to backlink the snot, out of your stuff and get a lot more traffic from all over the internet, a lot more SEO traffic, and we're going to teach you how to do it in a very simple way with some people that just pretty much do SEO only, okay? What's the next thing? We're going to show you how to reinvest your money back into paid marketing. That's what we're going to cover in webinar number 4. Next thing is we're going to show you how to turn that back around into offline direct mail, voicemail, all sorts of offline strategies that nobody knows, but the few people who make lots of money from them. The last thing that we're going to cover is leadership upsell concepts that help you build a big organization. So tonight, this is the lineup that we have for you, okay, we've got a little bit that I'm going to teach, okay, because this is something that I do a lot of. Next, what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to turn it over to Toby and Layla Black, who are actually, I believe, I don't know their exact stats. I believe they're the number 2 income earners here. I think they've earned over $55,000 or $60,000. They can tell you the exact number. They're doing incredible things. They've got teams growing all over the world, and they're just great communicators. And one of the things I liked about these guys when I first met them is they're one of the few people that can take very complex ideas and break them down into very simple strategies and make it entertaining and fun. In fact, they got to take off a little early because their band's playing. So these are people, they're busy, they're married, they've got other businesses, they're successful in everything, and they made time to be here tonight. And they're going to show you specifically how to take your stuff and share it all over Facebook without being a dork, okay? And so really important. Next, after we have them come out, what we're going to have happen after that, we're actually going to have Cynthia, who a lot of you guys know is the social cowgirl. Toby and Layla, the rock stars. Everybody's got a little pen name here. She's going to come out and she's going to talk about some free syndication tools that you can use, things like Ping FM and a couple of other things that really don't take a lot of skill, that you can literally just spread your content, your information all over the internet and just get 10 times the traffic immediately. It doesn't take a lot of work. Next person we're going to bring out is Chris Rushlow. He's an SEO expert, okay? But what he's teaching you today is not SEO. It's going to be automated viral and social backlinking that is some of the craziest stuff you guys are going to ever see. You're going to want to write down some specifics. We're going to make sure the manual has all this information. Next, we're going to bring out actually LTAM, and a lot of you guys know Lawrence. He's our #1 income earner, but what a lot of you don't know is that he's part-time. He has a family, and every time I call him, he's having dinner with his family. He's out on a date, spending time with his parents. He's on a vacation somewhere. He's at a seminar somewhere, or he's working, and he's never available. So he has actually an excuse to not talk to his team, and so he hires people to do it. So he's going to come out a little bit later and talk about his Facebook group strategy, and we're going to teach you all how to form a Facebook group and how to syndicate your stuff through that Facebook group. And then finally, last but not least, definitely, we're going to have Nicole Cooper come out. She's going to share some personal development, some leadership mindsets to really help you get a good presence in the social networks. One thing I did forget to mention, I'm actually going to come out after Toby and Layla. I'm going to talk about an email strategy to use to help build community and help create viral syndication around your content. So this is the agenda for tonight. So get out a pen, get out a piece of paper, and without any further ado, I want to introduce two people that I highly respect, actually, and I don't say that lightly. I've actually always respected Toby and Layla, I just consider them good friends. We actually have never had a chance to work directly together until the Empower Network. We've always been kind of side by side doing different things. We've been in the same company before, but never been on the same team, and so it's been my pleasure working with them here at Empower Network. They've got one of the fastest growing organizations. I believe they're the #1 recruiters actually in the entire company. They're making a tremendous income, not just from here, but also from their primary business. And one thing that you're going to find about them, and hold on, as I'm talking about them here, I'm going to turn the screen over, is they really care about their team. And when they came onto the Empower Network, one of the most important things we got on the phone, we talked about, they said, Dave, this is something that can really help people. And so they've got a good heart for people. They know how to communicate. They've got a fast-growing team. It's my pleasure to have them here. Without any further ado, I believe I sent the screen over to you guys, Toby and Layla. So let me actually try to do that again. Make presenter. There we go. I just shot you the screen. Take it away, guys. I'm just going to shut my mouth, and if you have any questions or feedback for me, you want me to pop back up, I'd be happy to pop back up. Everybody else who's a panelist on the line, if you could actually just mute out your microphones here while these guys are talking, that'd be great. And guys, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Dave. Hey, guys, just let us know that you can hear us and see our screen. Just put yes, or someone presenters just say it. Awesome. Cool. So, guys, well, thanks for the introduction, Dave. Really awesome to be here. And it's funny when you were saying that there, I kind of vividly remember when you did the testimonial thing on your blog, and Layla and I gave you a testimonial because the tactics that you taught, we implemented them within the first 24 hours. We're on the first page of Google. And that was really our first taste at blogging and SEO.
That was actually one of our first videos that we cut, is that testimonial for David Wood, and there it was on the top of David Wood's blog. Two broke musicians. We still were pretty broke at that point.
And this is that's a great lesson there, guys, to always, whatever your leader or the person you're following or who you're connected with, make sure every possible way that you're taking advantage of their brand and of their following. Like if you can be a guest post on their blog, if you can have a testimonial on their blog, because Layla and I definitely got a lot of traction from that. So let's jump right into cracking the code when it comes to promoting your blog, promoting your websites throughout Facebook, but doing it in such a way that you're not a spammer and building massive community inside of your business. Now, 2 years ago, we were just living in the basement of a bar up in Canada. Now we're actually back in Canada where we used to live, but we're not in a basement anymore. And as little as 2 years, we went from living in the basement of a bar, having no money, to owning a Mercedes, having an awesome place to live, spending about 6 to 8 hours a week doing work and living a lifestyle most people dream of.
Yeah, and the really powerful part of our whole journey has been our experience with people. As you mentioned, Dave, we've grown a very large team, but we've had some extraordinary experiences with seeing people take what we've taught them and really implement them to get results. And never before have we seen that on such a massive scale as with the Empower Network. So guys, we've got something extremely powerful we're sitting on.
And our story definitely resonates with you, because did we have a lot of money? Absolutely not. Did we have any experience? Absolutely not. Did we have any credibility with our peers? No. We were living in the basement of a bar. Did we have any credibility within the industry? Absolutely
Nobody
not.
had ever heard of Toby and Layla.
No one even really wanted to talk to us or listen to us when we were at our events in the beginning. But did we let it stop us? Absolutely not. And guys, when you dedicate, you make the choice, you take the action, you do it daily, anything is completely possible.
So why did we choose Facebook? That was really where we gravitated to in the beginning. Obviously, because we were broke, we had zero marketing budget. We were borrowing money just to pay for our MLSP subscription. It was crazy. But the shift is happening online because the top 10 websites on the planet control 76% of the traffic. So the top 10 websites are controlling all of the traffic. Those those little mom and pop websites out there, they're not getting any more traction. It's all about social media. That is where the traffic is. You know what they say? Location, location, location.
Just like in real estate, guys, it's all about location, location, location. Why does McDonald's do so well? Two key factors. One, it's a system, and two, they always have prime location. Exactly the same thing on the internet. And why not choose Facebook, the most traffic website out there? It's over 800 million users, absolutely dominating. And there's some key things you're going to learn, not only from Layla and I, but to all the other incredible trainers here tonight, that can boost your Empower Network blog tenfold by utilizing just a couple of these strategies.
Now, buyers report that they trust 80% of the information that their friends and family refer, where only 28% respond to paid advertising, marketing, commercials, newspaper ads, billboards, infomercials. So what does that tell you? That tells you that a site that is built around referrals, recommendations, and likes, that is where you want to be. Doesn't it make sense to claim your prime real estate too?
Of course it does.
Absolutely.
Of course it does. Now, how Layla and I have used Facebook groups specifically to explode our brand is to build a massive culture. We learned early on, just like Apple, just like Microsoft, just like sports teams out there, Nike, Adidas, it's about building a massive culture around your brand, and not just have a product, don't just have a service, but actually have a community where people feel plugged in.
So that's why we chose to focus on these Facebook groups, because of the exponential growth we've seen by developing a culture. Now, our Facebook group, it united international following. So we had team members in Singapore, in Asia, in Russia, all under one roof where they could interact with us freely and also connect with each other, because we took our Facebook groups really seriously. We were participating in them, we were giving feedback in them, and we were active within them. It gave us the ability to involve the masses in our conversations. So we now have the ability to create a conversation and then involve everyone in it, and built massive social proof around Rockstar Marketing, our brand. People were coming into our group, they were seeing all these success stories, they were seeing people taking action, they were seeing people participating and supporting each other, and the light bulb started to go off.
And this can be specific to your home-based business if you're in network marketing, but also in any business that you're building. You want to build that following, that brand, that community within, because then not only does it help the people that are already doing business with you, it also persuades and assists the people that may be on the outside looking in. God knows how many people we've sponsored personally into the Empower Network because we added them into our Facebook group, and they saw all of the interaction, communication, the help, the training, the tips, the insider tools that they got just for being inside that group. So it definitely helps you both build the glue more, definitely stronger within your team, but then also sponsor new reps or build new business builders and create new customers also.
Yeah, and it forced a lot of our team out of their comfort zone. It got them off the bleachers and it got them into the game by involving them in challenges within the group. And, you know, they would see their teammates out there cutting videos in the group, so they would feel compelled to go out there and do the same action. So they were in a safe environment full of support and love and empowerment. So, you know, it was really powerful to see people transform and to flourish in this group.
And when you build these Facebook groups correctly and you're giving specialized knowledge that only people in your Facebook group can get, it makes it that VIP status. There's that exclusivity that people want to be inside that group. So when you're using these strategies in the next launch that comes up, when we release this 15K per month product inside the Empower Network, you can build this culture, this community, this buzz around it. And one of your strategies can obviously be doing a private Facebook group, because then the day it hits, then you already have a group of people that are already interacting, talking about what they want to get their hands on. That's actually what Layla and I do in every launch. That's what Lawrence does and a lot of other great marketers out there, to build that buzz around what's about to come.
So there's some critical must-haves in your group. The main one, you should have a main Facebook group. We have a main hub, a main Facebook group. We have some, you know, branch off Facebook groups that are very exclusive, but our main group is open to the public. It should have your name on it, your brand name in the title, with a picture of you somewhere. It's all about brand recognition. You know, Coca-Cola, Nike, these kind of companies will pay millions and millions of dollars just to have their, you know, their logo appear in a movie or appear on a popular TV show, because it's brand recognition. So when people start associating your face with value, when they start associating your name with incredible training, that's when you start to see massive traction online.
For sure. Their brand recognition doesn't have to just be for billion-dollar companies. It's for mom and pop and individual proprietors like us too. Do not allow spam. Set rules and enlist rock stars within your team to almost be admins, but to be generals. They're your army out there fighting spam, because there's nothing worse than a new person coming into your group to see every post there about come and do this, come and check out this link, it'll save your life, it'll give you this, it'll do that, just complete spam central. So it works on two sides of the spectrum. Not number one, that when you enlist people in your team to help you fight the evils of spam on your group, you're then having more people. It takes time off you, plus you're getting rid of that spam, but also it gives that team member a sense of responsibility, a sense of they're being respected, and they're given a chance to almost prove themselves to move up the ranks. Really powerful.
Yeah, it's been so powerful. One of our incredible admins and angels out there, Marisol Dennis, has been actually adminning for a lot of our groups, and she'll send me a message saying, "Hey, we got some spammers going on.
Spammer,
take care of this."
warning.
And it's incredible to lock arms, as David would say, you know, and fight the forces of spam. And you know, as Toby said, it just discredits your brand. It really does. A call to action in your description. So the description, people do read the description, and they do want to see what this group is all about, what sets your group apart from every other million bazillion groups out there.
Everything that you do online should always have a call to action. Everything that you do always should be pointing someone in a direction to take a specific action that you want them to do. Obviously, when they come and join your Facebook group, that's great that they're in your Facebook group. Now let's entice them to join your mailing list, get in on your inner circle, whatever it is that you're promoting, get them to join your Empower Network team. But obviously, you'll be doing that by letting them hit a capture page first. So please, in the description, write some compelling copy that will entice someone, arouse them to take action to come and join your mailing list.
And the last one, but definitely not least, probably most important, is conversation. This is a must-have on your group. If you just have a group full of people posting their own stuff and nobody's talking, then what is the point?
And we've seen people, friends of ours, marketers, other people in different niches, who have had 10,000, who have had crazy amounts of people in their group, but they haven't made the kind of money and develop the kind of following we have from our smaller groups because of this one key element, conversation. And this is something that Layla does so well.
Now, how to get powerful conversations started. Just some easy tips for you guys when you're in your groups to start getting people talking, because sometimes, you know, you got to pull people out of their comfort zone.
And also, Facebook loves to see how many people are having that conversation with inside your group. So if your group is getting all kinds of action, people are going crazy, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff, then your content shared to more people's walls. It's higher up there, and it's just all around better. Good stuff.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Facebook is some of the upgrades that they've made now is that the people that aren't even within your group, but they're just friends of people within your group, if your group's getting a lot of action, there's lots of really popular posts in there, it's going to show up on their feed. So something to consider. So when people post their blog posts and they just post a blog post and you know that there's no real conversation going on yet, start one. Ask questions, you know, say what inspired this post, what did you go through, you know, where did you learn this, how did you come up with this concept, what did you do to test this? Get some conversation going about their post.
For sure.
Do not pitch. Make sure every post in your group gives value and asks for people's input. Has anyone ever experienced any experience with blank before? Or click like and leave a comment if you've had this problem before too. Make sure that you are involving people within your post.
Yeah, because if you, and I had to learn this really quick on Facebook because I wanted to be so direct. I'm such a red personality. I was like, show me the money, let's get to it. And I actually had to learn to step back and use more of a conversational standpoint to get things, because it's different for different marketing online. There's different ways you have to approach it, and Facebook is definitely two-way conversation, so you have to do that. And when you post something to your group, a great way, and I really want you to highlight this, is make sure when you post the picture or the video, you're asking them to take an action. Click like if you love. Click like if you love this. Click like if you, like Layla said, had this problem before. Actually tell them that you, or ask them to click like or leave a comment. Just don't expect people to be doing that.
But a really key point that you can't miss, because I see a lot of people do it, they'll say, you know, click like and leave a comment, and then that's it.
What's in it for them? Why would they want to do it?
Yeah, make them agree to why they would click like in the first place. So in this case, they click like and leave a comment if they had this problem before too, you know, or click like if you want freedom in your life, you know, click like if you agree that, you know, the job is, you know, just over broke, something like that. And
promoting other people's blog posts and videos rather than yours all the time, you may, if you have that mindset of, oh, no, I can't do that, because then other people are going to see other people's content. They might go and buy from them. That scarcity mindset is going to get you nowhere. It's exactly the same thing through different marketing strategies, maybe like an ad swap where you blast their list, they blast your list, everybody shares leads. That scarcity mindset will say, well, I don't want to do that because they're going to go and spend money elsewhere. Guys, people that spend money, period, online, spend it everywhere. If a buyer buys, a buyer's going to buy. So don't have that scarcity mentality. Your prospects, your community is going to see, wow, they're promoting other people. They're bringing other people up through the ranks. It's not just about them. Hey, maybe I could be one of those people that they're going to bring up through the ranks. I want to be around this group.
Absolutely. That was one of the most powerful lessons we learned, and we actually learned it on a cruise. You know, we were sitting on a MLM Biz Builder cruise with the top marketing experts, and Mark Hoverson sat down and he talked to us about, you know, promoting other people's posts, promoting other people's success, and making that your key focus. And that's when we had a huge shift in our business. Hold contests, put out challenges, and get people in the game and interacting with each other so that they get excited about going to your group. They get excited about logging into Facebook and seeing a notification that something's going on in the Rockstar group or something's going on in David Wood's group. This is the power of Facebook groups, guys. Da-bomb.
The key factors that make Facebook groups
da-bomb.
When posts are popular, create conversation and have people posting lots of comments and likes. They will be rewarded by getting the top post on the group. therefore creating more traffic.
So if your post is just one of those posts that's getting scrolled down and down and down and down and down the wall, and nobody's talking about it, nobody's commenting on it, nobody's interested in it, nobody's engaged by it, then what was the point of even posting it? Because no one's going to see it in 4 hours.
And that's the thing. We see so many different people, the majority of people do the Facebook marketing wrong in the free sense with groups and stuff, because they are just thinking, okay, I just need to go out there and plaster it everywhere and not actually be concerned about what's going on within that post.
Whenever someone posts within the group wall, every member in the group will get a notification, unless you turn the notifications off, which you can do. But so if you're in the group with 7,000 people and people are posting, spamming on the wall, every 2 seconds, everyone in that group is getting a notification. So do you want to be one of those groups that irritates the heck out of people? No. Like we said, you want to excite people. You want to get them excited about coming to your group, not hate the fact that you have just, bombarded their email inbox again.
Built a massive social proof around Rockstar Marketing. From our Facebook group strategies, we have built a very recognizable brand. And it's even crazy where some people, when they hear the word Rockstar, think of Toby and Layla now. That's true epitome of brand recognition.
Absolutely. It definitely got our team in the game. I think I repeated that one. So let's get into this. This is an animation that we put together to really demonstrate.
Layla put it together. I'm not this smart to do this.
To really demonstrate to you guys the power and the difference between what most people do on Facebook, because they see this free website where they can post. There's tons of traffic, so many eyeballs. I gotta
gotta throw spaghetti against the wall.
Get as much spaghetti out there as I can, and just puke spaghetti all over everyone. Well, that's what we call broadcasting. So it's, look what I've got. See what I do. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Check out what my business does. So I want you to think about the post,
me.
The posts that you're putting out on Facebook right now. Well, do they kind of sound like this?
And that's what's so powerful, because the 99% of people marketing in our niche on Facebook are doing this. They're broadcasting. Look what I've got. Look what my business can do. Look at how amazing it is. But they're not having that two-way
conversation. So all these people out there, all that traffic on Facebook, sayonara.
It's going one way. Well, not the traffic, but all of the communication is going one way. And it's not really communication when it's going one way. It's more of a talking to. It's more of a lecture. It's more of a not an argument, because it takes two to argue, right? Unless you argue with yourself.
It can sometimes be a debate.
It's a total lecture that you're just blah 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 blahing out to these people, and they all have unhappy face because they're not even getting a word in. You're not asking them what they like. I mean, imagine going on a first date or even any date, and the person that you go on a date with, all they talk about is them. They don't ask you any questions. They don't ask you anything about you. How do you feel? You don't feel good, because you're just sitting there listening to how much this person really likes to talk about himself.
Boring.
Not good.
And you are losing traffic, because I'm not going to click a link from somebody that I know is just constantly broadcasting. But if I know that someone's engaged in conversation, I'm much more likely to click their blog post, click their links, and check out what they're doing. So this is the art. This is the skill that you have got to master, and it is the skill of communicating. And we think we know how to communicate, right? Because we can move our lips.
Wrong.
Well, no, we need to learn how to communicate, especially on Facebook. On Facebook, it's such a unique beast that you have got to master the art of communication. So it's more about
rather than what I have. It's what do you think about what I just posted?
Yeah.
Rather than what my business does, it's what's important to you.
Rather than, check out what I can do, it's how do you feel about something? How do you feel about this? Here's the solution to a common problem.
A great tip inside a Facebook group would be to take a poll. What is the top 3 things that you're having most trouble with in your business? People will comment, let you know. You shoot 3 training videos on them, and then point them back to your capture page.
Absolutely. How can I help? That's it. You know, you are there to help people. And when you put communication out like this, when you start conversation this way, look what happens. This guy up here, hey, this is what I think. He's communicating back to you.
Starting a conversation
Hey,
two ways.
then this little dude pops up. Hey, I think the same thing. He's communicating with this guy, he's communicating with you. Wow. You've just created a conversation. Three-way.
You did.
A conversation.
And then this little dude pops up and says,
I think something different.
really? Starts another conversation. They start conversating, they're putting it on the wall, and then this guy over here is like, well, that's how I feel.
This is how I feel. And he's telling you. Because you've asked him how he felt. Then this little dude pops in. He says, I feel the same. Do you guys get what we're saying here? Thank you. I had that problem. They communicate back with you. Then this little dude pops in. He says, I had that exact same problem. And then last but not least, this little dude on the side, I need help with that too.
And guess what? Because of this incredible spider web of communication that's going on, everybody's talking, commenting, getting to know each other. You just built a successful multiple way conversation with everybody helping themselves, and it's all because of you. You are the expert in their eyes and a guardian Facebook angel.
And you see how you had control over both of those situations. You were the one either
you were the catalyst,
starting the conversation or scaring everyone away.
Mm-hmm.
So small, tiny little shifts. It may seem simple. It may seem so simple that you overlook it, and that you turn into a broadcaster.
Because it did. If someone was just to come on the webinar right now and see this slide right away, without seeing what happened, the build up to it, they'd be like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Look at all those lines. What the hell are they saying? But people that were here, they saw how it started out. It all started out with us asking questions to the community, them commenting back, and from that it snowballs out of control where everybody's helping each other, talking to each other, and building community.
Cool. So how many groups should you have? We get asked this all the time. You should definitely have one public, centralized Facebook group that reflects your brand and the value that you bring to the industry. People know that they can go to your Facebook group and they will always learn something.
Mm-hmm. You can have multiple Facebook groups. However, remember that to maintain the integrity and community, you must be involved in the community. Now, this is just for like when you're building your brand. If you're using Facebook groups for other marketing strategies just to generate leads, then you can have hundreds or tens, hundreds of groups if you have outsourcers, building up those groups with different offers to get people in there. But for the stuff that we're talking about, you definitely want to keep it so you can have communication throughout that community going all the time.
And the one thing that is extremely powerful is to have little branch off groups. And that's one thing that we've done that Lawrence Tam is going to actually go in depth in training with you guys, but how to create these branch off groups, these inner circle groups of, a small select group of people that get access to a specific, piece of information.
So how to participate in other groups. Do not spam. This behavior will ruin your social image on Facebook and lessen your value as a leader.
Comment frequently. Deliver insight and value with every comment interaction. This will increase your brand awareness, so people start seeing your face everywhere on all these blog posts, giving all this incredible, insight. So when you post something, people will recognize you. Promote your group without spamming. So how can you actually get people to join your group from other groups without sounding like a spammer? Well, the great way to do it is by adding value, showing them the value that is going to be within your group. So you can say, hey, we have an awesome video tutorial from Marisol Dennis addressing this topic. Check it out here with a link to your Facebook group. So they have to go join your group to go find Marisol's video on the wall.
Always post text before leaving your blog post on a wall, how this will help them, how it's going to benefit them from clicking on it, and what it's going to do from them, and what it could prevent happening to them. So it's always persuading them to click on your post.
Yeah, so don't just take your link and post it everywhere, because we are, that's why sales copy is and ad copy is so powerful, because you can't leave it out. You can't just have a link there for people to click. You've got to trigger something emotionally to make that blog post stand out from all the others, and demand participation. It's funny, when I wrote this slide, I said ask for participation, and then I said no. Demand participation. Post questions in your videos and posts. Tell people to like your video if they agree, or comment if they disagree.
Amateurs ask, professionals tell. Okay, so we're rounding it up here before we pass it back. Rockstar Challenge, if you've been around Layla and I for any amount of time, you know that when we do any training, we don't just give value and then say, back to you. We always put a challenge out there to get people to take action. So Layla and I want to see all the Costa Rica incredible insider people inside the Empower Network tonight creating your own Facebook group if you don't have one. If you already have one, post your content, your videos, your blog posts, and your questions on the wall. Remember, you're encouraged to promote others' content as well. That will promote conversation, and make sure that you're writing that benefit pack value statement so people will actually want to come to your group.
Absolutely, guys. Take action. Each and every one of you on the line is a rock star. You have made the decision to step your game up. You have made the decision to play with the big boys. So get out there, get your brand up there with the big boys, and create your groove.
Awesome. So what we're going to do right now is pass the Dutchie back over to Dave. I'm pretty sure that's who we're going to. And thanks for having us out, guys. We love it, and we're looking forward to everything that's going to be happening.
Hey, well, you guys, and I just wanted to chime in here. First of all, great presentation. Second of all, you guys are doing a great job, and you got a great team going. I'm just proud of what you guys are doing and the value that you guys bring. So, thanks again for the training.
No problem, man. Who do you want me to kick the presenter screen back to?
I'll take care of that in a moment. I'll just, I suppose, take it back here for a second, and then move it over, because I know you guys have to run and go play in concert, or
we're going to rock out.
Yeah. You're the rock. Well, you're the rock stars, isn't that what you do? So, well, have a good night, everybody. So again, guys, I wanted to point out and just rehash just a couple of very, very, very important things that they gave you, and I'm going to give some other insights on this as we kind of progress through the evening, having different speakers up here. Is what they just told you is how you get people to look at information, and some people, they just like to do paid stuff or whatever, and they don't like to pay attention to social media, folks. And I'm just telling you, on the internet, that social media and interaction is all of the traffic. It's just all of it. And the more that Google advances, the more the search engine advances, it will be all of it. So, if you take it seriously, you'll learn it now. The cool thing is that, Facebook has got 600 million people in hundreds of countries around the world, probably more now. I actually haven't checked in months and months and months and months. And you can nab a lot of that traffic just by being clever, creative, and following a simple process. We're actually going to go over more of that process a little bit later on when we bring the L Tamster out. He's not on the call, I believe, yet. But right now, actually, we're going to go into phase 2, because there's different places where you can get traffic from very easily. Facebook is probably one of the biggest. YouTube is one of the biggest. They mentioned that most of the traffic in the world is from a few sites. All of those sites with most of the traffic are a big source of additional traffic that's very easy to tap into. But there's also some automatic things you can do that don't involve as much interaction. So we're actually going to go over 2 phases of automatic syndication and give you a very specific strategy that if you do, it'll immediately get double, 5 times, 10 times the traffic to all your blog posts, and just make you make a lot more money with not any more work. And that's really what we're here to show you how to do. So next person I'm actually going to bring on is Cynthia. Now, she's known as the social cowgirl. A few months ago, she was a programmer, just trying to figure out something to do, and decided that she was going to start marketing on the internet. She was familiar with programming, but wasn't a marketer yet. So this was a totally new world to her. She got online, she's won some competitions, started her own company, and she ran into the Empower Network, and I don't even know how much money she's made, but it's been a lot of money. It's been, $10, $15, something $1,000 a month. She's just doing an incredible job. So Cynthia, what I'm going to do, I'm going to unmute you, appreciate you. I just think you're doing a great job. She really understands social backlinking like very few people do. And so I'm going to turn this over to you and show people what you've got to show. Folks, this stuff here, There's a couple of you, you'll think it's complicated. I promise you it's not complicated. Just take notes on it, and we're going to have it in the manual that goes along with this course that you can follow along with it step by step. First time you do this stuff, might take you an hour or two, but the cool thing is after you set it up and after you get going, might take you 3 or 4 minutes, maybe per day. So Cynthia, turn it over to you. Appreciate you. Can you talk?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. You got it.
That's okay, no problem. No problem at all. Basically, like what Dave said, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about social media syndication. And I know a lot of this can be very technical, which is why I went through and created a bunch of slides that they're going to put into the study guide. So you can go back over this, go as slow as you need to go. Don't worry if there's parts of this that just kind of fly past you. If you're non-technical, that can happen, but that's why we're going to go over this. Basically, social media syndication is taking your content and putting it out to various different sources, as many as you can, because you obviously want to get links back to your blog content. Now, you can log into Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and all of these different sources independently and post links back, but that is very time-consuming. Most of us don't have hours a day to do that. So the key in syndication is finding a way to automate it. That way you can just manage your time a lot better and have time to do lots of other different marketing activities. So the goals in syndication mostly are to get links back to your blog content. Obviously, those links are going to generate traffic. The traffic and the links together are going to improve your SEO rankings. Sorry, I can't. The GoToWebinar. This is the first time I've used GoToWebinar, guys. So when Dave says I'm a newbie, he means it. And I'm trying to figure out here how I can see my whole screen because I can't read my own whole screen. So I apologize here. I don't want to exit out. Oh, there we go. I think I figured out how to make it small. Okay. So basically, when your article is shared on major social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, other social bookmarking sites like Dig Delicious, StumbleUpon, etc., the search engines are recognizing that as being relevant information. Articles that offer the most relevant information on a specific topic are going to rank the highest on the search engines. And obviously, the higher you rank on the search engines, the more traffic is directed towards your article. So basically, you have a website, a blog, fan page, or whatever, and you need to tell the world and invite them to hear what you have to say. Content syndication is a content sharing strategy that you can use to get the word out. Basically, content syndication is the process of sharing your site or blog content with other websites related to your industry or niche. So in addition to helping you promote your site, it's a great strategy that also helps with SEO efforts. Syndication is a relatively new search engine ranking factor. Each link back to your content is like a vote for that content. The search engines are paying attention to that social buzz. So when a group of people all link to the same content, then the search engines will boost your rankings for that content because it's seen as valuable and relevant to those people. Having many streams of website traffic from other sites in which you've syndicated to will also bring visitors who are going to leave comments, they're going to ask questions, they're going to share their thoughts, provide feedback, etc. So what this does is it creates a community of people around your site who interact with each other and help spread the word. More visitors and links means your site will become more popular. Obviously, search engines love popular sites, and therefore you're going to see that you're going to get higher rankings with the search engines as the popularity of your site increases. Content syndication can be done through Facebook, Twitter, Delicious, StumbleUpon, Reddit, Dig, LinkedIn, Google Bookmarks, Yahoo Buzz. There's probably about 70 different sites that I use, so that's just a few. So you could see how this could be extremely time-consuming if you wanted to try and use all of those social media outlets to drive traffic and links back to your blog. I'm going to give you a few syndication tool examples here. I'm going to show you specifically Ping and Pingware. The next thing I'm going to show you is Ping FM. Ping FM, that's the actual website. If you just type in ping.fm into your browser, I know it's strange because it doesn't end in .com, but that allows you to notify up to 42 social media sites about your status updates, your microblog updates, blog posts, etc., all at one time. So like I was saying, instead of visiting each social media site separately to post updates, you can post one update at Ping FM and not have to waste a lot of time. This is a screenshot from Ping FM, and so it lists all the different services. So basically, it's a real easy sign up, just a name, email, password, something, and you sign up, and then you come to this screen, and you're going to want to add all the various networks. Now, if you don't have, Tumblr or Brightkite, for example, you can actually click that link. You can go to the website and see if it's something that you want to create an account at that website and syndicate content to. And it's very easy to go through. Facebook and Twitter, for example, all you have to do is click the link to connect, and you don't even have to enter your email and password. So this is just an example of what you can do at ping.fm. There's a box where, for example, over here on the left is where I've added my services, and I would want to tell them, check out my blog and click ping it. So it would send that message out to all those social media services. Now there's an easier way to syndicate your blog feed. Every time you make a blog post, your blog has what's called an RSS feed. And that's just a feed that puts out there every time there's a new post. It kind of pings the internet and says, hey, there's a new post out there, and here's the RSS feed for it. So basically, there's that red circled section there. You can click on that link, and it's going to take you to a page where you can give it your blog feed, the RSS feed for it. The way you find this RSS feed is, here would be a picture of your blog. Over here on the right is where it says subscribe to RSS. When you click that link, it's going to give you the RSS feed for your blog. So you need to go up to the URL, copy that RSS feed, and just paste it into this page over at Ping FM, that's my blog feed. So every time I update that blog, I want you to send that blog post out to all of my social media's resources. So, basically every time you create a blog post, you don't have to go in and do this. It's all automated, and we'll send it out to 10 or 20 different services. Basically, these are just screenshots of some of the other ones that I've used. I can recommend them. That they've got either free or paid plans where you can use their service basically to do the same thing. You put in one link, and it outputs it to different social media sources. So you could try the different free accounts at several different places. Something else I wanted to make sure everybody did also was on your blog posts, there's a floating social plugin in Power Network, which basically is going to allow people, when they come to your blog post, you want them to be able to like it, to tweet it, to send it to LinkedIn, to bookmark it on StumbleUpon, and etc. So what you need to do to get to that plugin is when you log into your Empower Network blog, click Settings, and then below that Settings tab, there's a tab down here that says Floating Social, and this is a screenshot of what that's going to look like. And so if you go and you turn that on where it's Google+, Facebook Like, you click all of those. That way, if somebody likes your blog post, there's automatically a like button down at the bottom, but this actually puts a little floating social box right next to them over on the left-hand side where they can immediately click and like and StumbleUpon and tweet it all at the same time, which is obviously, the more you can get people to backlink or link from those social media sources to your site, the better. And this is one thing I put in here just because if you go with the defaults on the floating social plugin, it actually puts the floating social box like right on top of your blog post words. And so I did a screenshot of this just so it's easy for people that are new, that don't understand what some of these things are, whether you're going from the text, the page top, or whatnot. But basically, position it off the page top. I offset mine down from the top 150 pixels, and then I put it on the left side of my page. So if you do that, if you have troubles with your floating social box covering up your words, these would be the defaults that you need to set it to. And then there is an image. There you see what it looks like over here on the left-hand side. So when you come to my blog, if you've got several opportunities to bookmark it or like it, tweet it, whatnot, through social media. The last thing that I can cover very, very quickly, just because there are some techie people, there's some team leaders out there. This is something that I know a lot of us do with things like TribePro, where we actually syndicate our entire team's content. And so this can be extremely advanced, and if you don't get it, don't worry. You're probably on a team where your team leader gets this. But just a real 30-second quick thing here. There's a thing called Yahoo Pipes. And you can go in and you can take everybody on your team's blog feed, put it into one feed that fetches it all, sends it into one single output. And I can record a video on this if anybody has questions on how to do this for their team. Basically, it creates one RSS feed, which is right here, which is my entire team's blog posts, generates an RSS feed for it, and then what you can do is you can take that RSS feed, feed it back out through Ping FM, deliver it in some of those other sources where you can show your team how to take this RSS feed, and every time anybody on your team posts a blog post, the entire team is going to go through all of their social bookmarking sites and bookmark it and tweet it and whatnot. Now, I may not necessarily want to post it on my Facebook wall every time somebody, my 100, 200 people on my team post a blog and fill up my entire Facebook wall with that, but I will social bookmark it and tweet it and things like that in a heartbeat. And so, this is something that can be very handy for getting lots of the sites that I use, the Ping FM and Send, those free accounts with that one, or a paid account at Plum Social to actually do that part. And other than that, that was really all I had to go through. I think I kept it under 20 minutes.
No, that was great stuff, by the way, Cynthia. I could have listened to it for another 20 or 30 minutes, but thanks for sharing that. And as far as the video on teaching everybody how to kind of co-syndicate each other's RSS feeds, I am interested in that, and I think a lot of other people would be as well. So if you could actually just put together a video specifically for that, I'll just put it back here as an additional video in this product, maybe as a bonus video.
Okay, great. I didn't want to bore everybody. That could be a 30-minute long thing because it is technical, and we'll probably lose about 90% of everybody.
Well, yeah. We'll just put it as a bonus video, and that way people could watch it after they watch the rest of the course.
Yeah,
it's definitely valuable. And that stuff, by the way, guys, just take it very simple, step by step. Just create your blog posts, create a Facebook group, syndicate it in the Facebook group using the principles Toby and Layla talked about, then syndicate it through Ping FM and some of the other social syndication tools. And you're good. You got the whole strategy. All you need to do is just go through it a couple of times. First time you go through it, you might say, what the heck is this? And it might take you an hour or two to click on all the things and fill out some profiles. But then after that, it takes, 10 seconds, something. So it's actually a really very simple strategy. So again, Cynthia, appreciate that. And next person we're actually going to bring out is another part of the social syndication strategy, and that's Chris Rushlow. Now, Chris actually is just a little background on this guy. The true story, and I got to tell stories, and sometimes people are like, "Oh God, Dave, you got to stop with the stories. You tell too many of them." But the reality is, folks, this is what keeps people interested in paying attention most of the time. There's a few of you that just want the facts, and most people are like, "Oh God, tell me more stories. I'm bored." So here's how I've known Chris since I've been a kid. And first time I was ever successful in network marketing, it was with Chris offline. We used to wander around in Safeway and Walmart together. Yeah, not really. He was kind of watching me and making fun of me do it. But I mean, I used to wander around, and he'd be standing there laughing at me, trying to get rich, doing meetings, once a week in a little restaurant called Gaios up in Fairbanks, Alaska. And when I started getting involved in the industry again, but online, he was not interested. And the reason he wasn't is because he remembered the pain of having to do a weekly meeting every single week and be there every week and go to a hotel and dress up and play music and do all this stuff. And he was just like, oh God, not again. Well, I actually started marketing online, started to make a lot of money fairly quickly, but not huge money. I was making $200-300 a day. And this is a true story. This is what happened. So I did this webinar where I had this breakthrough week where I made $25,000 in a week. And the couple days before the webinar, I'd never done a big webinar. I was pretty nervous. I'd never had a webinar where any more than 5 or 10 people had been on, and there was like 1,000 people on this webinar. So I sat there in a room preparing slides, and a lot of you actually, Toby and Layla, you were on that webinar 2 years ago or whatever. A bunch of people here were actually on that webinar. I actually was in a room 2 days, drinking caffeine drinks all day, putting together these slides, nervous and sweaty palms and sweaty forehead. Right, and I literally didn't shower in 2 days. I probably shouldn't say this. So I get on this webinar, I do this webinar, and that night I made like $10,000 or $12,000. Right. Well, first thing I did, I literally had, and everybody here, one day you're going to have a moment like this. You will have a moment like this, where commission notifications are just coming in so quickly that and it's the first time it ever happens, and you say, money will never be an issue again. and you look at it and it's like you detach a little bit from reality because you've learned that it's so easy to make money. Well, this happened to me. First thing I did, I called up Chris and I said, Chris, you got to see this. Is unbelievable. I drove over to his house and I just sat there with my computer with the commission notifications rolling into my computer. And he was like, what the hell are you doing? So that's actually how he started getting back in the game. Since then, he's become an SEO expert. He's now been studying it for 2 years. And what he's going to cover is actually some of the automated social syndication that you can do. Now, just kind of heads up, guys, we're actually going to, some of you guys will think we're going to be doing an affiliate promotion here. There will be no affiliate links. We are going to be talking about how to use a product called Tribe Pro, and the reason that we're bringing it up is because it's so useful for traffic, and we don't have a good replacement for it, and I like the guys who own it. It's a great product, and it's completely automated, and so what I'm going to encourage you to do if you're on this webinar is just go back to your sponsor, see if they have an affiliate link for Tribe Pro, and just buy it from whoever your sponsor is, because we're not going to post affiliate links on the webinar for any product that you guys don't earn commissions on. And so check if your sponsor has it. There's a very good chance if they've been around for a little while that they have it already, and just say, hey, what's your affiliate link? Have them shoot you their affiliate link, and just purchase this product if you don't have it, if you want a more automated social solution. So what I'm going to encourage you to do, we're going to lay out the total strategy and come back and rehash at the end, but Chris is actually going to show you some very, very cool tricks and strategies that he took an idea that I had come up with and he advanced it like 10 times further than I had the idea, that really can create a lot of traffic very quickly. It's very specific. Take notes. And again, this is going to be in the manual on how to use this. And you say, well, Dave, I need to buy Tribe Pro. Who do I buy it from? Don't go buy it from their site. Go to your sponsor and say, hey, go grab an affiliate link so I can buy this thing from you. Okay? So, Chris, over to you, buddy. And why don't you just walk people through that, several-step little syndication process that you have? I think it's really going to add a lot of value, help people get some traffic quickly. So, you on, buddy? Can you talk?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm here.
Okay, go for it, bro. Go for it, pal.
Okay, can you guys all see my screen here? I'm just making sure.
Oh, wait, hold on, buddy. I don't even know if I actually gave the screen to you. Let me make presenter, Chris Rushlow. Yeah, I think you got to grab it now and okay it to show your screen.
All right.
Got it?
We got it.
Okay. All right. Everybody can see my screen? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm not going to get into my story because Dave just did a good job of that. So, let's see here. All right, cool. Okay. So what we've got here, guys, this is more of a focused, specific, quick training. You just heard from Cynthia. She's an absolute genius when it comes to social syndication. And so, you just got some ideas. You just understood some concepts, why this works, how this plays into SEO, which we're going to teach you a lot more about next week with Rob Ford and a few others. And but what I want to do here is show you a very specific technique that you can implement right away to make this happen. So how to syndicate your content, and my favorite line, if you syndicate it, they will come. I know that's cheesy. I had to do it. All right, here we go. So let me see here. Okay, all right, let me see if I can go back. All right, so what to promote and how, okay? So what we're going to talk about here is how to syndicate our content in layers, okay? Layered syndication, all right? Syndicating your blog post, okay? Then taking the tweet of your blog post, and then also the Facebook note of your blog post. And some people go, well, isn't that a little redundant, Chris? Why would I want to put all three of the same content if all I'm doing is syndicating my blog post to Twitter or to Facebook? And we'll find out here real soon. What this really accomplishes is that it gives your audience a chance to engage you on all of the three most important areas and levels that there are on the internet, which is your blog, on the #1 traffic site for social media, which is Facebook, and obviously Twitter, which has a subset niche of people that follow it very closely, and you're going to that's where you're going to pull some people from there. So what this does is it increases your chances of people reading your content and following you on Twitter and Facebook, as well as subscribing to your blog. So instead of just trying to promote your blog by itself and get your content everywhere, you get your content promoted in layers, and you get 3 times the exposure of your content. And how this works for SEO is absolutely genius, and your eyes are going to pop out of your head when I and Rob Ford show you some stuff next week. But let's get into this, okay? So how do we leverage this? How do we make this happen? I mean, obviously people go, well, wait a second. If I just, create my blog content, post it on Facebook, and post it on Twitter, cool, right? I mean, that's it. And then we get into the social media aspects of it, like Toby and Layla were talking about. Where it's making sure that you actually ask the right questions and say the right things on social media to gather that following. Well, there actually is a lot more to it here that you can do, and we love Tribe Pro. We've used this. I love, just like Dave said, I totally echo that. Ronnie and Stacy are awesome, and I just hope if she's watching, I hope she doesn't get too upset at the trick I'm going to show you tonight, because I actually am going to show you proof of something that I did that actually got something changed in Tribe Pro from doing this. So you're gonna be let on a secret tonight. So how does this work? Essentially, just like you would post your content on all those different sites, like on ping.fm and everywhere else, just like Cynthia was explaining, what Tribe Pro is that on steroids. It's that leveraged. Okay, so what that essentially means is we use OnlyWire, which is just another social sharing tool, which has about 50 different sites in it. So we all share each other's content through our own bookmarking tool, which is OnlyWire, and it submits to 50 different social networks as well as social bookmarking sites and what you might call Web 2.0 blogging sites. Okay, and this is kind of how this works. We all have our OnlyWire accounts plugged in to Tribe Pro. Okay, so we start auto-syndicating each other. Each time we post a piece of content, we have followers who are auto-syndicating each other. And the part that you have to do with that in Tribe Pro is it's just like a social network, and you have to go and find followers and auto-syndicate them and send them a message and say, hey, I'm auto-syndicating you. Will you auto-syndicate me back? And we can both share the wealth and get rich, okay? So we do that, and we start sharing our content. Well, so let's take the math here. You go set up your OnlyWire account, and that has about 50 different sites. Now let me quickly change screens and show you what OnlyWire is here. These are all the sites where you go and create these accounts. So yes, you have to go create these manually unless you want to outsource that. But what that does is you put in your username and password, and then OnlyWire logs in and posts your content to all of these different places, therefore giving you about 50 syndications and 50 social backlinks right away. Very, very, very powerful. Okay, let's return. And so what we've got here is that if you've got 50 followers on Tribe Pro, I just want you to stay with me here and let's do the math. Once we get past this, I'm going to show you exactly how we do this. So if I had 50 followers on Tribe Pro who I was auto-syndicating, and they were auto-syndicating me back, every time I posted a piece of content, it would get auto-syndicated to all of their OnlyWire accounts. And everybody, take a look at the last line there, 50 auto-syndicators times 50 accounts. That's 2,500 shares to all social media hubs on the internet. Okay, now that's powerful. Now, I know we weren't really going to talk too much about SEO and everything, and we're not really going to get into that, but just know this. The SEO game has changed from so much of backlinks on article directories and everywhere else to what is being shared and posted on social media sites. Well, this is a way we can, for lack of a better word, manipulate the amount of shares that you get by people auto-syndicating it, because it actually is other people sharing this. And the good thing about this is that people have the OnlyWire submitter actually installed on their computer. And for those of you most of you who have no idea about why that even matters, just know it's a really good thing when they see that all these different posts are coming from different IP addresses. For all of you out there, an IP address is simply the IP address that your computer is assigned that shows this is your unique address, and nobody else has this particular IP number. And so this is good because you can have 50 or 100 or 200 different people submitting all of this, which looks like, which it really is, coming from their computer. So it's real social sharing and syndication, and the search engines absolutely love that stuff. That's what they really see as passing the human litmus test when things are shared and shared and shared and reposted and reliked and retweeted and shared and buzzed about on social media. And so this really accomplishes two things. One, you're going to get a bunch of traffic from this because you're going to get your content to all of these different mediums very quickly to get exposure, getting links back to your site, people to follow those links back to your site. And then you're also going to, it's also going to affect search engine rankings, okay? So let's quickly get into this and explain what's going on here. So obviously we have our OnlyWire tool set up, and in order to use this inside of Tribe Pro, there will be a cost. There's no way around it. You're looking at spending anywhere from $15 to, if you want to get real serious, $100 a month with OnlyWire. And those aren't exact numbers, but you will pay for submissions, and so but you know what? That's just the name of the game, and that's okay. This actually eliminates a lot of the spammers that just who would just do everything they could for free. So this actually helps a lot. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. No, thanks, buddy. I was actually just going to go into that, so we're on the same page here, and I appreciate that. Thanks for jumping out there and letting people know that that is exactly the case. And so, yes, this comes to a point when you start to have a little bit of a marketing budget that you want to spend some money on leveraging your time, which is what we all want to do here. So with that, we go to Tribe Pro and just log on in, and then because our OnlyWire account is plugged in. Okay, now so you would go to your settings and you just go to My Account and your settings, and you would plug your OnlyWire account right in. So you'd go to your submitter, which is OnlyWire. You have your username, and then all the different sites you can check off if you actually don't want to syndicate some of these through Tribe Pro, because some of these require CAPTCHA services, which you got to pay extra money for. I actually personally don't even do that myself because it's just a bunch of extra money for the CAPTCHAs, and that's kind of a more complicated thing. Don't worry about it right now. So what we're looking at here is we've got different tribes that everybody can join and follow each other. Now there's Lawrence Tam's tribe right there, and there's Rob Fours. There's quite a few people that you guys will all recognize in here, but I'm going to get into the Empower Network tribe. So we have our own tribe here for everybody who wants to be a part of it. And this thing is powerful. So we log into the Empower Network tribe. And first thing I'm going to do is show you guys how to do this manually. Okay, so there's two ways to automate this and then to do it manually. I'm going to show you very quickly how to do it manually and then how to automate this. Okay, so let's say I've got a blog post. Now, last night I was listening to the webinar, or not last night, but Tuesday night, and I wrote a quick blog post. The moment Stephanie Denicky said, hey, if somebody would write a blog post about it, I started writing a blog post. I wrote a quick write-up about it, didn't put too much thought, but just put my thoughts down there. And, it's as funny as it sounds, but what I loved, I want to point out here quickly with this is, I said, if you ask me what Chris Darty was talking about halfway through, all I could do is nod my head and say, uh-huh, and keep listening, because I could not possibly explain what was coming out of this guy's head, but I get the idea, and I was asking myself, does he have anything of his I can buy? and it's the truth, and funny how that works. Honestly, there is a science to that, and that exact science is going to be taught here in the 15K per month formula, so just keep that in mind, because we've got some great people here that know how to create content that is just knocks things out of the park here. So did a quick review about that, and that's actually what I'm going to post here in Tribe Pro. So what I will do is I will come up to my address bar, I will click Control-C, or for those of you, right-click and copy. I'm going to go over to my Empower Network, and I'm going to go into content. Actually, I think this would be the quickest way. There's two different ways to do that. And then I'm going to do this manually, where I hit the click Add Content button, and I'm going to put in the URL right here. Now watch this process, the URL, which I just grabbed. I go back over, I grab the title, Control-C for those of you, or copy, okay? Paste it in the title, and then grab the description, which is my first H1 tag, which doubles as my description. for this particular post, and I go in here and paste it in. All right, that's my description. Now, obviously, select my categories, and this one's going to be about blogging. And tags, I'm just going to put in one, and that's going to be 15K. Actually, I don't need phrase quotes with this. 15K per month. Actually, I'm not going to do per month formula. I'm just going to leave it at that for right now. Now I go in here, and the share message is going to be title. Okay, now that's how you just want to automate things. Now, if you're going to manually post stuff, now notice I did brackets, okay, and what that's gonna do is when it gets posted onto Facebook and Twitter and all these other, we have the title up here, okay. Now I got a decent 115K per month formula, Empower Network, what really went down, all right. So, but remember, this is a perfect time to keep in mind that, and this is also for SEO, is that what people say about a piece of content on social media is very, very important. And so, just like Toby and Lil were talking about, if you're going to say something, you got to say something that's not geared towards what I am, how cool I am, about how does this age you, how is it going to work for you, how do you feel about this, how do you like this, do you have this issue, do you want to hear about this? And so, my thought just inspired from that because I absolutely love it. Those are those intangible rules there that you got to kind of just know, those unwritten social rules on social media. So I would say, how would you feel about this? And not even much thought here, but there we go. So every single time it's put anywhere, it's going to say it's on here for people who see it. And then the rest is going to be in the title, 15K per month formula. So that's for SEO and all that stuff. All right, so click CAPTCHA, URV, BRL. We're going to post it. And there we go. Come on. All right, okay. So see here, it shows my title here. It's clickable. It actually is clickable to link. Actual permalink. I click on this to take to the blog post. Here's my description. Here's my text. So it's all there and good to go. All right. So I'll even share this on my own wire. And actually, what I might do the CAPTCHA stuff right now. And now we go and do this in layers. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to start with Facebook first. So what we do here is go to your Facebook notes and your page. So what I did is I logged in my account and I posted my note. I literally went in and copied my blog post from here. And I posted it, making sure that I grabbed the HTML version so that it automatically converted my link down here, my PS line, okay? And that way it gives a link back to my site, okay? This is the first layer of syndication on social media on Facebook. And I take this note and I grab the permalink. So this is one of my notes. Grab the permalink up here in the address bar, Control-Z, copy it. Then I come back over to TriPro, and I'm going to add more content again. And then I'm going to grab that URL. And my computer froze here for a sec. Come on. Okay, all right. Looks like my mouse just died. Awesome. That's what I was thinking. So now I've got my URL there, and here's what I'm going to do next. I can't make the exact same title as what I did before because in TriPro it's actually a duplicate. They call it a duplicate title entry, and they do this to avoid people automatically submitting the same article. So I'm going to post it, but then I'm going to take out. I'm going to change it a little bit so that it doesn't register that. I'm going to call this webinar 1, and that should do it. If it doesn't, we'll deal with it. So now I'm actually going to take the second paragraph, and you can take the first one again. The description really does matter. But also remembering when you're going to be doing SEO stuff, you want to make sure that your your actual keyword that you're looking for is in your title and in your description, and your URL as well. For this, I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to show you more about that next week. So now I'm going to go through the same process, okay? And bear with me here. I know you're like, okay, I get the point already. Come on, And so do the same thing. Different share message, obviously. You might have heard about this. Whatever. No, now. All right. I'm going to do scientific for illustration purposes only. And submit. Okay. So now what that's going to do is now you got your Facebook posting to all those other social media sites as well. Different headlines. So somebody might see this one and be interested in that headline versus the first headline that I had when I just posted my blog post. And the good news is that person has to sign to Facebook to see that piece of content. Okay. And if they're going to go see that, then that means they might just like what you're doing and start to follow you, subscribe you, because now they're reading it on Facebook. So remembering, now you've got another Facebook follower that you can now market to. Okay. The last one. This is a little tricky because Twitter actually took this away. We kind of found it and we still use it really well. I think because it was manipulated so much. And that is, we're going to tweet it. Okay. So I'm going to tweet it right from here, and I'm going to put in my username, password, and there it is. It's going to give me the actual my title. This pulling directly from here. Okay. And then a link. And it looks like it's a little too. I've said it hard enough twice. I'm less characters. All right, there we go. Tweeted. All right. So now that's been tweeted. So now you go over to your Twitter feed, or just go to Twitter, and I'm signed in now. Here's what you do. There it is, right? So in order to get the actual address permalink, to get this actual tweak, you gotta go down here and go to time. Okay, look on the left corner, it actually shows what it is. It says 14 seconds, so you gotta click on that, and this is what it does. See how it takes me to the actual tweet, twitter.com status update. So this is the actual permalink, just like your blog's permalink, the blog post. This is the individual permalink. I'm gonna copy that, Control-C. I'm gonna go do the same thing over to TribePro, and then you're gonna see something really, really cool about the show. Now, that, and go back to Twitter, and I'm going to basically do the same. I'm going to put this whole thing here, see if it works. And then go back to TribePro, paste, and then I would probably have to go to the blog post to actually get something in here. So I'm going to go take another piece of content, another part of the article, and actually, let me see that. Yeah, that's fine. That works. Totally. And paste that in there. Okay, not too tough. Actually, doesn't take a lot of time, everybody. And then, same thing, logging, autofills my tags, title again, and what would you do with this kind of training? Okay, it's an asking question, thinking of somebody else, their needs, their wants, their strengths, interests, and goals. GMTCAD, and we submit. Okay, now, everybody thinking, okay, I'm not listening to that rigmarole every single time. I know what I mean. So what actually happens in TribePro? You have the ability to put your RSS feed in TribePro. And the good news is, TribePro, last time I checked, it will pull 3 different RSS feeds per day. I mean, every 24 hours, it will pull 1 piece of content per RSS feed, for 3 RSS feeds, up to 3 RSS feeds per day. What is that going to be? That's going to be RSS feed for your blog. That's going to be your RSS feed for Facebook notes right here. That's going to be RSS feed for your Twitter, which actually right here. Now, this is something you can't really find anywhere. This is something that David actually, he found this in from some media a couple years ago. Twitter actually can give you easy access to find this anywhere. So that's going to be something that would. It really does. All right, man. Yeah, and this is true because we actually do this for your marketing as well, Dave, and yeah, actually outsource myself and make sure they delegate it too. Because this is actually real simple. Okay, it's copy paste, copy paste. Then I'm actually going to show you now how to do this automated. Get it set up once and then forget about it. You don't have to do the copy paste every day. Because that's what we'll try to do is every time here. And if you just write a blog post, click a few buttons, and everything's syndicated everywhere, that's the goal of getting. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. Okay, so that means if we're going to set this up, we have to go into our auto submit tab in our account settings, right? Go to auto submit. It's going to ask you to choose a tribe. Now, you'll notice here that at the end of these tribes, it says global tribe in almost all of them. Now, there are some particular tribes that are not global. And the big difference between I see you here and Helsinki, that one's not a global tribe, Spook tribe is not global. And what this means is that, let's say I am following David in Lawrence Ham's tribe. Okay, well, David might not be a member of Lawrence Ham tribe, although he's a member of Empower Network tribe. Now, of course, we're all following each other, right? And so that's not the case. But theoretically, that means that if I post something in Lawrence's tribe, because a global tribe, that means that anybody who's following me in any other global tribe is going to go ahead and automatically auto-syndicate my content for me. So this does not mean I have to go and log in to all these different global tribes and do this for every single tribe. They're all connected. The only ones that aren't are the ones that don't say global tribe, and that's a very, very, very small percentage of tribe. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Empower Network. Empower Network tribe, global tribe, and I'm going to go from my Empower Network blog. Okay, and there it is. I've been doing it for 20 years, but there's empowernetwork.com//feed. Okay, so essentially it's just your RSS feed is empowernetwork.com/ whatever your username is /feed. Okay, real simple, right? You go right over here, gonna paste that in there. Starting articles from 6 months back. That's totally fun because obviously we just started here a month and a half ago. And then down here the title and leave it at that, hit test feed. There it shows these 2 different posts, okay? They're there. Now what TribePro is going to do is to pull one of those a day. That's simple. Now, it's not going to redo content, so since I already posted this one manually, when it pulls that feed tomorrow, it's going to skip it, okay? Because it's already been posted, so you don't have to worry about reposting stuff 2 and 3 times. TribePro takes care of that. Stacy and Ronnie have that covered, okay? So now, I go in here, save, and then I go over to Facebook, my notes, get notes via RSS. You see that right there? Click on that. Here's now my feed, right? Up here, Control-C. That's my feed. Really long, jumbled mess, but it works. So we go now over to another tribe. I'm going to go over to LT Answers tribe here, LT, and I'm going to go throw that one there. And we're going to test the feed real quick and make sure this pulls up. No. Okay. rssmix.com. Apparently, Facebook still is not doing this. I'm going to put this in here, rssmix.com, hit create.
Can I test this out? Is that a public page feed or is that a private page that you try using? Is that?
You know what? I didn't double check it. I'm pretty sure it's my public page, actually.
Right. Okay, so just so everybody knows, you can actually also submit your personal Facebook page. The notes aren't public. You have to be logged in. It has to be a public fan page. Those of you who understand what we're talking about, you just know the difference. So I'm just saying that it might not be an issue. And also, Chris, specifically on Facebook, the RSS feeds don't work in Drive Pro just as is. You need to run them through FeedBurner.
Right, and what I've also found, Dave, which one I'm doing this is rssmix.com will accomplish the same thing. It will actually turn this into an XML file. It will read in Drive Pro. So that's why I'm doing this. So here it is. Okay, it's turned it into. I've posted, and that actually is my Facebook public page. Okay, so that's a public Facebook page. I just reconfirmed that, and then I click on this. It just created for me. I copy paste it. There it is. Okay, so now it's hosted by rssmix.com. Copy that. Control C. See, now it's an XML format, and Drive Pro will read it. So now I go over here. Control A, Control V is basically copy and pasting. That's the feed. There we are. Okay, there it is. So if you don't want to go set up a FeedBurner account and all that stuff, if you don't have one, you just quickly go to rssmix.com and paste that in that line. It's free, and it will just click create, and it will make you an RSS feed that is hosted there. So there we go. All right, now last one. Let me finish this up here. So save, and then same thing with the Twitter feed. Here is my Twitter feed. Shows all the. Actually, let me update this real quick. You can see that here it is. I just tweeted that. If I click this, it would take me to the tweet. Okay? So I go back here, twitter.com statuses, user timeline, and then your username. All right? Take that, the same thing, Drive Pro, and this, so after this one line, and that's it. It's going to pull this every single day and take one piece of content. So I'm going to find, there's Rob's tribe, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that right in there because Twitter feed do actually pull without having to be in there. So I actually have started reading articles from long time ago now. I don't need to do all of those again. And my RSS feeds are behind here somewhere. I'm going to start from December 1st. And then I will test it. Test the feed. There it is. All right. Got it. So now it will pull all those if they haven't been posted to Drive Pro yet. I'm just going to say that. And that's it. Now, there's one last quick thing here. That's about the strategy, guys. Now, what I want to talk about real quickly is the actual method, why this works so well. Okay. I actually believe this is why that it was taken away in Drive Pro. So let's quickly recap. Submit your logos to Drive Pro. Post a Facebook note. Post tweet. Now, obviously, if you just go and grab your Drive Pro RSS or your RSS feed from your network, grab your Facebook note, grab that feed, go run through rssmix.com or FeedBurner if you have one, and post that, and post your Twitter feed. I got it here again. Twitter.com status user timeline. Then your Twitter username will be right here. Whatever that is, where you log in with your username is right there in the last part red. Okay. Now, what I want to show you is what actually happens with this. This we don't show you anymore in Drive Pro. This is a tweet I did a long time ago. I took the tweet and manually tweeted it in Drive Pro. I want you to look down here, and you notice that when you look in Drive Pro now, the tweet button's not there. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. And right, okay. Let me try. It's all set. And it's going to show me how many shares I have from my last deal. And this is very important for you to understand. And this is why I tell you I built a Twitter following so quickly doing this. I can't even explain it. It's just insane. Come on. I don't know if it's my connection here. What's that? No. So what I want you to see here is, all right, now I looked at, I already got 3,257 shares for my first blog post here. Okay, pretty cool. And what you have seen is that when you look down at the bottom, okay, it shows the amount of likes. I haven't had any likes yet, but there used to be a tweet box there. Where did it go? Well, here's what happened. I'm going to show you this a little closer. I want you to look at that number down there. I'm just going to look at that thing in for a second. For those of you who don't know what K means, it means 1,000 plus. Over 100,000 plus tweets through this by putting a tweet in Drive Pro. You probably ask yourself, why is that? That's because it logs in and it posts that tweet because it's in the Twitter format, as if everybody that's following you is retweeting it, and then tweets there, people retweets, it shows up everywhere. Okay, so it's tracking all of that. So it's going all over the place, rather than how if you just had a blog post there, you get 30 or 40 tweets. Okay, however many followers you have their Twitter account set up. So because of that, and I started doing this, I'm wondering if that's why, David, you can have your own opinion about this too, but I'm wondering if that's why they took a little tweet counter away. And I don't know, but you know that's what happens, and that's how you get content everywhere. And absolutely, anytime I tweet something, I have more followers coming. I get a notification, hey, so-and-so's following me now, and retweeting. And so it's content. So here's what we need to do, everybody. And I need to wrap this up. I've tried to go as fast as possible, but you guys need to understand what's going on here. Go join empowernetwork.tripro.com, and let's just be a part of this thing. And so with that,
Everybody, I'm done, Dave. I'll let you
Yeah,
right on. Let's get this thing
a
wrapped
couple
up.
things here, folks. I want to point out, and we're actually going to move on to finish here pretty quick. But first of all, that is not a affiliate link, and we get no credit as a company for you going and joining that tribe. Now, if you do want to be a part of the tribe, go and do that. Once you get this going, it looks extraordinarily complicated. I promise you, it's not just the first time you saw it. It literally takes less than a half day. I haven't logged into this thing in months, and it works. I made it what it'll do. And let me just give the core distinction here on what the difference is between this and just using like a ping.fm. And we'll have some more training that's in. This will all be in the menu. It'll all be in replay. If you don't get it, just don't do it right now. Watch it again. We'll go through the menu, follow it through step by step, through times. I promise, like reading it's so easy. Okay, just copy and paste, and you don't even understand what RSS feed is. All you need to know is where to find the link. But here's the thing that you understand the core difference. If you take like ping.fm, you're essentially submitting all your own stuff. Well, that's pretty cool. The difference between that and Trab Pro is everybody who's kind of in a team co-submitting your stuff, all of them are submitting your stuff together. So it's like rather than you just backlinking your own stuff, now you've got like 150 or 200 people all backlinking your stuff all at the same time. It's like 10 times the traffic and it's fast. And that's the cool thing. It's a very quick strategy. It is very easy. It's slightly time consuming to look at. The first time you look at it, it took me like 2 hours to figure it out. And I was like, oh, that's easy. I hit a button and it's done. And some people are like, oh, God, that's complex. It really is not complicated after you get going. So I wanted to reassure you in that. And the next thing that I'm going to do is we're going to turn it over to Nicole Cooper. And Chris, let me take the screen away from here and hand over to Nicole. Nicole, thanks for being patient. She's like, I don't know, like 9 month break or something like that. I mean, just right again. So just for being on, I mean, she's being a trooper. Thanks for hanging out the whole time. And I've actually, it's interesting with Nicole because, I ran into Nicole a long time ago on the internet. She had a team of about 10,000 people in another network marketing company, was doing really well. Kind of got burnt out on the niche a little bit. And so we were actually talking, out in Orlando for about 2 hours. She was sitting there in her car like 2 in the morning. And, she's 8 months pregnant, and, looking great. We're just sitting there chit-chatting about the internet and about a lot of problems. And I told her about this. It took her a little while kind of come into the team, but when she saw it, she really realized how powerful what we're doing is. She's doing great, and she's going to go over some leadership concepts. Take 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, then I'm going to come back and wrap everything up, give you a step-by-step process, okay, that all of you can follow on what we went over today. To rehash, we're going to get the manual for you, okay, within the next couple of days, step-by-step in this, and then you guys will have a specific assignment to go implement what you just learned today and why in the marketplace. So with that being said, Nicole, appreciate everything you're doing, over to you. Nicole, you're talking, I can't hear you at all. You know what I'm gonna do? I can't hear her. Nicole, if you could call back, and I'm gonna have Tam come out and do his Facebook group strategy. I actually almost forgot him and just saw him in the webinar earlier. We went over a little bit how to use Facebook groups. You could go back on the phone, and I'll bring you right after Tam. And Lawrence, I know you're on Brady, and you've been on here, Brady, excuse me. We've been on here for quite a while tonight. But I'm gonna turn it over to you here while she's dialing on the phone or whatever. And sorry, we can't hear you. Nicole, actually don't know what's going on. So I'm just sort of Tam. Lawrence, you there?
No problem, man. I'll jump in.
Cool.
Can you see my face page?
Probably in a second. Here we go.
All right. I don't know. Do you want me to jump in it or?
Dude, just jump straight in here. Talk about maybe how to use your Facebook group. We went over actually earlier with Tony and Lila. Went over a lot of the psychology behind it. They didn't actually show you how to do it in Facebook. But maybe just talk people through. Everybody who was on here for a few hours. Went over earlier. That strategy with Toby and Layla. Lawrence is going to go into the actual implementation. Those of you know Lawrence is our number one miner. He's part time. He's an engineer full time, father and husband, and good at both. He's always busy with family stuff and has to be part time. And I think your first month there you go over $5,000, or I think now you're up to 60, 70. So you're just cranking it out. But proud of you. And that being said, over to you, Lawrence.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was just an idea I had. I wanted to test it, and the psychology of what Toby probably was people in the Facebook staying out. This is rule number one. So rule number one was to hang out. What can you do to collect a ton of people into one place to make you a superstar, right? If you check this out, I mean, this group right now has 792 people. Now, we think that's for my brand, right? I mean, people come in, the very first thing that they see is, it's Lawrence Tam. We got this picture, check, got a picture here, and have a strong call to action. So, why Facebook group versus a page? I'm just going to be very, very blunt with you. And the reason is because that's it. I'm sorry. I mean, there's no way around it because Facebook and page kind of scare me. There's like this weird Facebook markup language in there. I have to look into it. I'm like, can't you put something on Facebook and really just get people to a point where they listen to me or at least listen to each other, but still with me? It's my channel. So I thought of it. It's my TV channel. I own, Oprah has owned. I have the LG channel we call in. It's all about our network. That's where it was. That's where it is today. Like today, that's where it is. But normally, what this was just a mastermind. This was just a mastermind. Actually, more of that. It was more just a mastermind. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to see something a little different. So the process of what I use is easy to implement. You can brand yourself. So it's very similar to a fan page. There are some drawbacks to it, but I felt like speed of implementation, being able to get people to a central source of information, and having social proof of the wazoo. Right? I mean, what would that do for you? So I thought, Here's what the brainstorm I had. So the number one I was thinking was, in a group, you can actually have it. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, let me show you. In a group, you can make it. Here we go. You can change the poll. I can't. Before I could. So the sneaky thing, what I did was, I initially did the ninja thing. Number one, I made it secret. right? Like, no one knew what it was, you couldn't see it, and the only way you could see it or you search for it is if I handed you. So I was just like, well, it's built in, it's there for a reason. Well, let me just use that, right? So I try to get people on Facebook. I'm like, hey, this kind of small project I have an idea. I want you to check this out. It's on a fan page. I don't want you to opt in. I want you to click the like button. Just come in and just kind of share an idea of what I feel about where the internet marketing is going. That's it. No name, no emails, no credit cards. Marketer. Oh, and it's secret. So whatever you do doesn't matter. So that was the initial phase. Once that kind of grew out, what I did for number 2 was I made like, I think private. I think that's the actual nomenclature. So it's open, but I made membership approval. So I still made it exclusive. But you know what we're about. It's like a car club at this point. It's like, yeah, you can come in. Oh, but we only let the cool people in. And that psychology was people want what they can't have, right? What the heck is in there? I see all this activity, just all this crazy stuff here. So why are there so many people who aren't in this group? And so once look at this. So once you hit 100 people, I go, okay, now instead of being secret, let me just get admin approval only. Now that's what it's saying. So what I wanted to do with this group was I frequent a place called the Water Forums, and I wanted this to be a forum. Now, what is a forum? A forum is a place where it's open for anyone to come in and contribute. If you spam, you get blocked. Right? The group actually has an option to physically block you. I mean, if I find you or one of my assistants find you just straight spam my group, well, guess what? You're going to drop kicked out of the group, right? So that just basically keeps people like, well, this is a safe area to talk about marketing. So that is a safe area to talk about marketing. And a forum, one of the basic principles of a forum that makes it so great, 2 main things that really are awesome. Number 1, you can brand yourself. One of the studs in here is Christian. Christian Marquez, he's a stud, not because he's trying to sell you something, but because he's helping you. Think about this. I'm giving my leaders a platform to come in. And this is the thing. My philosophy in any type of internet marketing is not to sponsor everybody. So everyone can call me up and say, hey, need some help with this guy or can you know this guy? No. My idea was not leverage you. So it's not sponsoring 100 people. I'm going to sponsor one leader. I'll trade the end day. One leader for 100 people. One day for 100 people, right? So I go too late. So that's the end goal. You got to know what the pot goal is, right? And so I talked to Trish Marquez. I'm like, dude, you got some serious skill sets here. I'm going to give you a platform. Would you be cool if you became a moderator? So I gave him a chance to bend himself. And basically, he is selling my group. He basically has many people his say. And I totally trust his opinion. And so now I'm giving power to someone else, empowering them to physically grow their brand. But in the same instance, what does it do? It grows my brand. Because remember, where we at? We're a group. Yeah. So number 2, another thing about forum is searchable. Searchable. Now, why is that important? So I like forums because it's a good way to have you become in. I don't do this. I don't do that. Okay, well, I'm typing Aweber here. What's what happens? Boom! A ton of stuff about Aweber. So someone goes, I had a discussion today over lunch, and someone's like, get Aweber, and I want to be the cool cat that Aweber was, but I don't know what Aweber is. I go to Learn Times group and try to find out what that means. So I'm building an encyclopedia for people to come in and learn, and you just come in, drop in here, and go, what is Aweber? Okay, this is sort of a follow-up email. Gotcha. So this is just a great way for people to come in, search, learn, connect, and I recruited a ton of people this way. I mean, you can't not triple negative until it becomes a positive because it's more than and people come in like this dude must be a cis cat. I honestly was doing. And guess what? The first thing they send to me is, Lord Sam, what are you doing, man? This group's ridiculous. Usually it was 100 days, 200. We'll do it. I'm like, hey, if really was gone, come to this. Why don't you come in there? On the right side, well, normally it looks like this. Once you add